Top 10 Cultural Identity Essay Topics. Cultural Identity in White Teeth by Zadie Smith. This essay should analyze the theme of cultural identity in Zadie Smith's novel White Teeth. For this purpose, you can detail key characters and their backgrounds. How do they grapple with questions of belonging and heritage? Further, research the author's portrayal of multicultural London and highlight instances of cultural clashes and personal growth. Influence of cultural identity on the way middle school students learn. Does cultural identity influence the learning experiences of middle school students? Investigate the question in your paper. You can study how students' backgrounds, traditions, and languages impact their education. Moreover, you may describe strategies for creating an inclusive and culturally responsive learning environment. Migration, Identity, and Multiculturalism. In this essay, we recommend you explore the intricate relationship between migration, cultural identity, and multiculturalism. Explain how migration shapes individuals' sense of self and describe the complexities of navigating multiple cultural identities. Also, you can clarify the role of multiculturalism in fostering understanding and acceptance. It would be best to illustrate your essay with real-life examples. Multicultural psychology, cultural identity, and racism. Multicultural psychology is focused on comprehending and representing the psychology of people, groups, and organizations from different cultural backgrounds. In your essay, you could examine this field concerning cultural identity and racism. Besides, we propose detailing interventions that promote resilience and well-being in diverse populations. Culture and self, cultural specifics. What is the interplay between culture and self-concept? How do cultural norms, values, and social expectations shape individuals' self-perception? Investigate these questions in your essay. We also suggest scrutinizing the concept of collective self-esteem and studying the variations in self-concept across cultures. Cultural identity, problems, coping, and outcomes. Here, you could examine the challenges people may encounter in relation to their cultural identity. You might focus on issues like identity conflict, assimilation, and stereotype threat. Likewise, we recommend exploring coping strategies individuals develop and analyzing the potential outcomes of successfully navigating these problems. Racial and Cultural Identity Development Model. For this topic, you should study models of racial and cultural identity development, like Cross's Nagressen's model or Finney's model. Review their stages, such as conformity, immersion, dissonance, and integrative awareness. How can they help individuals understand and navigate their own identities and interactions with others? Cultural identity versus ethnic fashion. What is the connection between cultural identity and ethnic fashion? How can clothing and fashion choices reflect and express cultural identity? Try to research these questions in your essay. Also, it would be a fantastic idea to provide examples of respectful engagement with ethnic fashion and reflect on the role of style in celebrating cultural diversity. Cultural Identity Theory, How to Be Chinese by Celeste Ng. The story How to Be Chinese by Celeste Ng describes the complexity of keeping one's cultural identity in a foreign environment. We propose you analyze the story and describe the character's attempts to balance heritage and assimilation. Convey the challenges of fitting into mainstream culture and provide examples of cultural misunderstandings. Art Education Preserving Ethno-Cultural Identity. This paper should examine the role of art education in preserving and celebrating ethno-cultural identity. Clarify how art can reflect cultural values, traditions, and narratives. Shed light on the importance of art education in fostering cultural pride. Furthermore, you could describe the potential of art to bridge cultural divides.